Today we're going to show you how to build our new Gable unit. What we're building is a modular, movable, portable 12-foot by 12-foot Gable unit. Now you can make these as long as you want them. You can make them 6 foot wide. You can make them up to 14 foot wide. Just add more frames as you want to make the length you want. But what we're showing is a 12 by 12. Now if you don't want it to be portable, you can also install these. You see these end frames that we've got already built back here. You can install those directly to ground stakes in the ground if you don't want it portable. Now we're going to use these connectors to put this together. We've got 4 of the corner connectors, and then we've got your T connectors that connect your center frames. Refer to the PDF instructions on exactly how to install these. Now, since we're doing the 12 foot by 12 foot, we've got 12 foot purlings, 3 12-foot purlings. Lay them down even with this. Now, to make them 12 feet, we used splicers here to get to 12 feet. Now, lay these down beside your base rail where you've already put your connectors on, and then mark them even with these connectors here so that you get them all in exactly the same place. Now don't forget to refer to those PDF instructions for the placement of these T connectors. Okay, I've got 2 guys here that I'm going to have help me construct this thing. These are the guys that actually fabricate these connectors for us. So George, this is Matt. And we got George. And what I need you guys to do is to move those purlings over out of the way. Okay, now Matt, if you and George will come over here and pick these. Now these are the peak frames that go in the center. And I'm going to hold these for these guys, and they're gonna thread that purling through these holes in the peak. That'll be the top purling.
Down just a little bit.
It's easier to do on the ground rather than to do it once you get it up in the air. So
I got it.
Okay, you got it. These fit pretty snug, so you kind of have to thread them through. There we go.
Where's our mark?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you've got your marks that you marked on there over there a while ago. And just bring your purling through until those connectors are right in the center of your marks. Okay, now George is going to put the Tech screw through there to hold this in place. Okay. All right. Okay, now they're going to go ahead and they've got the top purling in. They're going to put the side purlings in the same way they did this one. Sure is nice to have guys to do this for you. Okay. Okay, now we're going to do this other side purling. Right to your marks that you made on the purlings. Okay, and George is going to Tech screw these in place, Now make sure when you Tek screw these in place that you're doing it on the inside where the head of the screw is inside, the same up with your top one. Always do it where the Tek screws to the inside so it doesn't rub your hole in your plastic. Now we're going to install these side poles for the 2 center frames. So I'm going to have George is going to lift it up. Matt's going to put these poles in for me. Okay. Okay, do we want to set these on this cardboard? We set these on little pieces of cardboard so dirt doesn't get up in them. Now we're going to do the other side. Okay, let me help George hold that up. Okay. Now we've got to fasten these poles in with Tek screws on the inside, just like we showed you. Interior frames made. Now we're going to carry them over and install them into the connectors on the base frame. Let me see. Okay, that one. Okay, now we'll Tek screw those in. Now you'll notice on these frames, these top frames, we have cross braces here. Now we have connectors that connect those cross braces. Now if you want those braces longer, just put a longer piece of tubing and move those down. If you don't want them down that far, use shorter pieces of tubing and move them up a little bit. Okay, now the guys are going to bring the end frames in and attach them. But first they'll put them in just put them in your corner connectors first, your base rail corners, and then that purling will slide right into that purling connector. And then we'll Tek screw those in. Okay, now we're going to put the other end frame on. And Matt's so good at climbing ladders, we'll just let him do the ladder climbing again. Okay. Okay, now we're going to show you if you want, say, a 12 by 24, you can hook as many of these modular units together as you want to. Now, if you just want a longer unit, you can add more center frames to it, but it's so much easier to move if you have a 12 by 12. And then next year, if you want one of the units somewhere else, it's just, you know, real easy to pick it up and move it somewhere else. Okay, guys, if y'all will move that, we've already constructed this second unit, and we're going to move it over here, and we'll show you how to connect these two together. Okay. what Matt's doing here is taking a regular hose clamp that you buy at the hardware store, and he's going to attach these two together tightly with a hose clamp. Now, of course, you make sure that little screw thing is on the inside. Now, you can put more hose clamps on here anywhere you want to stabilize this. I might tell you too, you will notice that these connectors are red. The ones on the other frame are silver. The only reason these are red is just for visibility, to show you the connectors and how they work. And while the guys are finishing putting those hose clamps on, I'm going to show you how these scissor doors work. We have a lock down here at the bottom that attaches to the base rail that will lock these scissor doors in place. And these are included. When you buy a scissor door, the lock is included. You just take that pin out, open it up. Now these doors will swing open, and you can hold them open. When they close back together, you just put them back in the lock, put the pin back in, and then they're locked, the wind won't blow them. Now we're showing you how to build a conventional door jamb. If you want to put a conventional door, we use these two-piece T-clamps and just attach them to the cross brace. There, the T-clamp with your tubing in it, and a T-clamp on each side on the bottom. Put your tubing, tighten it up, you've got your door jamb. Okay, now Matt's got the header installed here. Now you might take notice that if you want to build your own door, you can move these out as wide as you want them. You can move your header up as high as you want it. You can set it for a conventional door, or you can make your own door, make it wider and taller. Now George is going to show you how to put the angle brace on. There's going to be an angle brace included with your kit. There's one on each corner, and we're going to show you how to do this. Now your angle brace here, he's going to show you how to spread that out to put it around your tubing. Just and squeeze it back in. And Peaches always has to help. There we go, Peaches. Now George has got one of the angle braces installed here. You want to install one on each direction on each corner with these band clamps, and these are included in your kit. Now, we don't need another greenhouse, so what we're going to do with ours is build a tool shed. We're going to put corrugated metal on ours and use it for a tool shed. But if you're building this for a greenhouse, you'll need to put plastic on it. Now we'll show another clip at the end of this video how to install the plastic on a Gothic. This one's shaped a little different than the Gothic, but the plastic will go on the same way. Okay, now we're going to anchor this to the ground with these bent rebar. Now we sell these on our website, or if you have a way to bend your own rebar, you can buy it and bend it yourself. But George is going to hammer these into the ground with a sledgehammer. Okay, now George has got this one driven in the ground. Your soil conditions will determine how many of these you need to use to anchor. Now, if you want to remove these ground stakes in order to move your unit, Matt's going to show you how easy it is to just pull these up.
Just rock her all the way back.
Now, depending again on your soil conditions, determines how easy it is to pull these up. I've marked it right here before I put the plastic on. It's good to mark it in the center of the plastic. That way, when you get the center up there, then you have the right amount hanging off on each side so you don't come up short. A little bit hard to do with the wind blowing, so we've got most of this on here. And I'm going to show you, these poles here are the scissor doors that we installed on the previous video. Now I'm going to come over here, and we've got, you want to be sure and pull this plastic good and snug. And we've trimmed off the plastic on the ends where at least we have about 6 or 8 inches overlapping here, and that gives us plenty of room to put these little handy little snap clips on. I'm going to go down here to the other end, and I'm going to pull my plastic nice and tight. And I'm going to put one of these snaps. Well, okay.